Hello, my wonderful people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, anywhere you are watching this video, or if it is your first time of coming across Linda's TV show and you like what we do here, kindly subscribe, put on your notification bell to all notifications. This will enable you to know when we upload a new video in this great platform. Here we react to all forms of videos, local, international, especially what is happening in Nigeria and in Biafra land. I want to use this opportunity to put a disclaimer that here in Linda's TV show and all the content here will not in any way promote misleading information, hate speech, or violence. We are here to educate, inform, sanitize, enlighten the members of the public about the happening. And I also seize this opportunity to appreciate YouTube for creating this wonderful and managing this wonderful platform that we are using. If they didn't create this platform and they are not managing it well, we wouldn't have gotten such opportunity to disseminate information to the members of the public. And also, a call for self-determination is never a call for war. My great people, ebe bero ugo bero, nke si beye bene asụghịzị m nkwukwa ya kama ya megene ya nwụọ. Isi na nwanne ga ya ha ebi, isi na ya ha dị ndụ nwanne ga adịrị ndụ. Ọ kama na enwụọ na but onye ọbụla nwere obiọma, onye ọbụla afụrụ ọganiru nwanne ya n'iru, ọ ga-adịrị gị, ị ga-adị ndụ, ihe ọma ga-emerụ gị. Mana onye ọbụla na-afụ nwanne ya na-progress, obi a na-ahị ya, ịwa amusu, ikwesịghị ịdị ndụ. This is my prayer for you. So my great people, please, anywhere you are watching this video, I want you to take your time. They said solving a problem is identifying the grassroots of the problem. Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped today because he is fighting for the freedom, liberation, good life, everything good in this life for his people. Because some people that are so comfortable, that are so rich, doesn't want others. They want others to be worshiping them. They want others to be begging, bowing, remaining perpetual slavery in their own land. Why God Almighty blessed Biafrans naturally in all ramification. If the economy in Nigeria is being managed, even in Biafra land is being managed properly, believe you me, every country of the world will be respecting Biafra or Nigeria if such thing happened. Nnamdi Kanu came to a civilized country. He see how people are living. He said, oh, if I should bring this kind of life to my people, it will be good. He started preaching liberation. He started with restructuring. They said, this boy, you are making noise. Who are you? They kidnapped him. They arrested him the first time. Later, released him under bail. Later, they went to buy him in his house. He escaped. Second time, they went to Kenya and kidnapped him, detained him in DSS custody, even when their court have discharged and acquitted him. Now, God Almighty brought another person, Mazi Simon Banjoko. So I'm telling you, people are doing their own work. This video that you are going to watch now is coming from one of our brother who has been trying so hard to unite the Igbos, to unite the Biafrans, to know the truth. They remove history from us so that you wouldn't know where you come from. Somebody from Eka, somebody from Delta Igbo, Delta this, they will tell you, I am not an Igbo man, I am not an Igbo woman. But still, when this person speaks, you understand. When you watch their food, it's the same thing you eat. When you watch the way they dress, it's the same thing. They only deceive them that you are not an Igbo man, you are not an Igbo woman. So this our brother, you are going to, that's why I say you should watch. Why do you think they remove history? Have you thought about that? No. They remove history so that you wouldn't know where you come from, so that you wouldn't know what they did to our mothers during the Biafra war. So you are going to listen to this, our brother. Cool down, pay attention, and after watching this video, I want you to share this video. I want you to contribute. If you are from a car, if you are from Niger Delta, these people then that happen daily according to Ebuko Bihasan daily. If I speak, you hear, you understand, but yet you claim that you are not an Igbo person. So or you want to know more, this video is for you. And after watching, if you find any mistake or any wrong narrative or from what this man is saying, you are free to correct him with facts. You know, when you are countering other person's opinion, you need to provide the actual fact, and God will bless you. Keep on watching Linda's TV show. We will bring in undiluted news to you in this platform. Thank you so much. Until I meet you again in my next video.
Welcome back to this great section. My name remains Nnamdi Kanu, and Nnamdi Kanu is from Akumazo Mocha. And Akumazo Mocha is located in the Kano local government area of Delta State. Today, I am live at Umueri with our honorable brother, who is the director of Center for Research in Igbo History and Culture, and the person of Pastor Ben Agape. Omofibo will be attached to that Ben Agape.
Pastor Obuesi Ben Agape. Pastor Obuesi Ben Agape. You are welcome, and rather should I say we are welcome in your house, in your land. And there is something I want us to look at now. Those things that makes Ndigbo who they are. We are looking at the culture. We are looking at the tradition. We are looking at the similarity. We are looking at the resemblance. We are looking at those things we call value system that makes us who we are. Now, in general, the Igbos that find themselves in Kogi, Benue, Edo State, Delta, River State, Anambra, Imo, Abia, Ebonyi, and Enugu State, and Cross River. What can you say that brings us together, that one can look at and say, this is what makes this people one? It goes with that. Kaini.
Yes, sir.
Kaini. If I'm a Ndigbo fu mba, ofundi, orili nature, which could rely on. Ofufe Wafa Igbo. In a night, funny walk man Ndigbo no. Na faculty na faculty. Muna ndị a na-eweta nkewa na sisi na pasi Igbo si ebe a ma Igbo si ebe a ma Igbo si ebe a ma n'ime anyị ma na anyị bụ ndị Igbo. And ụfọdụ anyị ejego mba, ụfọdụ anụgo na Yoruba, ụfọdụ anụgo na Kogi Ijukwu. Ndị anyị bịakwute anyị nọ befa ma na anyị bụ ndị Igbo. And then na-eme na amago na ndị Igbo ha bụ. Enwere ike onye afa a na-adịzi iche iche ma ofu afa ka iji bụ Igbo. Enwere ka Igbo kwe. Enwere different type of Igbo, but that Igbo is a common factor jikọtara anyị ọnụ. Na ife ọzọ jikọtara anyị ọnụ bụ asụsụ anyị na-asụ. Asụsụ Igbo a anyị na-asụ. Jikọtara Igbo ọbụla Igbo. Enwere ike ndị baịs na Igbo na-asụ n'onu ma akwa ụkwala ọ bụrụ ofu. Enwere ike o were dialect that dị slightly different. If never I know it now, never I know who knew. Ụmụ anyị na-anya ụmụ ọba anam. Ụmụ ọba anam. Ụmụ anyị na-anya na ụmụ ọba anam. Inwe ike ikwu nkewe. Ọsọ anyị na-anọ ebe a ma tasụ asụsụ immediately mmanụ na ndị asị na ọnya abụọ ụmụ ọba anam. Ma ofu ndị ka Igbo. Ahụ ebe a bụ Agụleri. Just a few buildings from here now. Agụleri. Umueri Agụleri. Ma tasụ asụsụ mmadụ immediately na ọnya abụọ Agụleri. Ma ofu Igbo a, ofu asụsụ a ka anyị ncha na-asụ. Ndị a na-akpọ ji, ndị a na-akpọ ya ji. Ife ndị a na-akpọ ụtụtụ, ndị a na-akpọ ụtụtụ. Ofu asụsụ a jupụtara anyị ọnụ. So ife ọbụla ị nọ, ọbụla ị na-asụ Igbo, ọbụla ị na-akpọ nwoke nwoke, nwaanyị nwaanyị, ma ndị onye Igbo ka ị bụ. Anyị na-atụ njikọtara anyị ọnụ bụ afọ anyị na-aza. Ife ọbụla ndị Igbo nọkwa na-asụ ofu afọ. Okonkwo, Okoye, Mgbafọ, nwa ike, nwa oye, nwa nkwọ, nwa abala mekpọziri ya wepụziri elu dị ya kpọọ ya nwa abala nwa abala ife ọ pụtara n'ụmụ ka ọ pụtara n'Ikwere ka ọ pụtara na Aniọma ofu afọ anyị na-aza o jikọtara anyị ọnụ. Ife ọzọ jikọtara anyị ọnụ like you said bụ our value systems. A sị na ọ nwere ife mba na-asọ, ọ nwere ife mba na-eyi. So that ịfụnanya onye agha na nwanne ya, ife ọbụla ndị Igbo nọ ma ọ nọ China, Igbo na-emekọ ife ọnụ, Igbo na-afụ nghọta n'anya. Onye agha na nwanne ya, ọmụrụ ube nwanne agbara ọsọ. Ọ bụ ife jikọtara anyị ọnụ. Ebe ọbụla ndị Igbo nọ, mba na-emekọ ife ọnụ. Nsọpụrụ bụ ife ọzọ jikọtara ndị Igbo ọnụ. O siri ike ka ife onye Igbo mana asọpụrụ onye tọrọ ya. O siri ike ịma na omenala mba ndị ọzọ enwekwụkwọ jibata onye a na-arụ. Onye abụrụ nwa afọ Igbo, ọbara Igbo na ọ ga-enwe nsọ. Ndị Igbo na-agba mbọ no matter ebe onye o si n'ala Igbo wapụta, ndị Igbo na-agba mbọ. They are creative and resourceful. These are some of the things that mark us out as Ndigbo.
Okay, now with what you have just said, let me draw your attention to some things. We talked about our cultural affiliation. We look at those things that we do that makes us who we are. Now, abịa n'obodo anyị nọ na Igbo ala Igbo, obodo dị iche iche, o nwere ife anyị na-akpọ ọdịnala ndụ, nwee nke anyị na-akpọ nsọ ala, which is part of ọdịnala ndụ. Abịa na nsọ ala, ọ akpọ ya nsọ obodo, nsọ ala, depending on the Igbo dialect eji mara gị. Dịka Bono ala Ụmụeri, onwe ike highlightịrị anyị nsọ ala ede na Bono, ihe ọnụ na-asọ nsọ, ọ bụ na nwoke ma nwaanyị mee ya, ọ bụrụ alụ, ọ bụrụ nsọ, ihe obodo na-asa asọ. Can you highlight it? Now, as you do so, I want you to pay attention in regard to what is forbidden in your own community as only Igbo. Go ahead, sir.
Ajụjụ a mejuru ọ dị mkpa rinne, especially this period ndị Igbo na-ekwu ka anyị na-achịete na omenala. Onye ọbụla na-ekwu ka anyị na-achịete na omenala. Ọ nwere ife na-ajụ because mụ abụọ ka m na-eje pastọ ka mbụ, ma m na-eme omenala. I believe in Igbo culture. A na-eme omenala, ekwenye m n'omenala. Ihe nna maka na omenala Igbo dị very clear. Ana m ajụ, omenala Igbo bụ na ndị Igbo adịghị egbu ọchụ.
Igbo adịghị egbu ọchụ.
Igbo adịghị egbu ọchụ.
Yeah, now what you are saying now, you're counting for us nsọ dị na
Igbo adịghị egbu.
Now let us take it from Ụmụeri before we now generalize. Ụmụeri na-asọ nsọ igbu ọchụ. Go ahead.
Na-adị eme ọzọ, and igbu ọchụ a dị ụdị na abụọ na ụtọ. Igbu ọchụ generally the commit murder. Igbo adịghị egbu nwanne ka onye Ụmụeri pụta na ọgbụ onye Ụmụeri adịghị eme ime ya a na-achụ gị ọsọ. Igbo adịghị egbu onye ọbịa. Anyị na-ere onye ọbịa dịka akwa. Ebe ọbụla ndị Igbo nọ, anyị na-anabata ndị ọbịa na-echekwa dịka akwa. Onye merie mekpere onye ọbịa arụ bụ nsọ. Igbo adịghị anụ nwanne fa.
Ọ bụ alụ.
Oyibo
a na-akpụ ya
incest. Ma ọ bụ nwanne na nwanne, ma ọ bụ nne na nwa, ma ọ bụ nna na adị ya Igbo.
Ya bụ nsọ.
Igbo adị ife a na-akpọ itinye mmadụ poison ịpoison mmadụ ọ bụ nsọ na onye Igbo ọbụla ifuru na-eme mana ọ mụtara ya n'ihe ọzọ ọ mụtara ya n'ihe nsọ ife a bụ nsọ ka ọ bụ dịrị onye ọbụla bụ onye Igbo
ịna mmadụ ife ya
n'ike
ịgba ọsịela ụgha ịtụgburu mmadụ asị
exactly
na mmadụ bụ na-ese okwu nke bụ onye ịtọ abịa kama ihe ekwu ka o si wede maka na nke na onye a bụ enyi ikpe gbaa ọsịela gbagide onye nke ọya
ọ bụ nsọ
ka ọ bụ
ejide ọnụ ya eje ya kpụọ alụ
ụmụ ele a na-edina nwunye nwanne
ebia ịma nke a so na ife a na-akpọ incest
but I need this spell
yes dịka n'obodo anyị na abụ n'ụmụere abụ mgbagoro niile adị anụ ọfụ
and nwunye onye ọbụla nwaanyị ọbụla a na-anụ n'ụmụ ele nwoke ụmụ ele nwere ike ịdina ya
adị eme
ọ bụ nsọ ka ọ bụ okay
so nwaanyị mere ya ọ ga-asa ife
yes ma nke nwoke dozie
yes ọ mesie ọ ga na-enye nsogbu maka na nsọ anyị ka ọ bụ
kedu ihe ndị ọzọ a na-asọ n'ụmụ ele because why we are saying this is this our culture and our tradition is one of the factors that shows who we are
that we
truly define us as one people. Now if among the things we are listing now ọ bụ na onwe ka o si metụta bụ ụlọ na out of 10 and 9 dị acceptable na bụ ụlọ ọsọ na ihe ụlọ na-asọ ụlọ na-edowe asị iwu ọ nsọ kedu ihe kpataziri iji si na anyị na-aga bụrụ nwanne now ịma mmadụ ihe ya ịgbago ịtụgodo mmadụ asị igbu ọchụ idina nwunye nwanne gị so many you have
nwanne gị nwunye onye ọbụla
but ịma na nke ka dị
ọbịazie na nwanne gị
ọka njọ that is why o ji dịka na anyị na-epimpọt nwaanyị ajadu di ya
ndị Igbo adịghị nwunye
nwaanyị ajadu ya na nwaanyị dị yọng di ya nwụọ onwere nwoke ya bịa ebe ọ
nọ dị iche
onye nwe ihe onye eme mezitie onwe nkewa bitu ya na di ya nwere ahụ ka o nwezi ike nwe gịnị
important ya bụ na o nwere ike ịnụ di ọzọ
but before n'ọdị ọzọ a anyị eme omenala anyị eme iji ojigbo enwe proper nkewa from the husband in as much as it's a disease already na by nwaanyị know because I could remember this is on a screen. It happened in my play that someone had to lay with nwaanyị ajadu dinne with nwaanyị di ya nwụrụ but nke nwoke ya the reason being that na nke nwaanyị onwe ya na-akpọ ewu ọya egbu to separate the husband from her. Then women another tradition, she's free to meet another man. She will not stand to be an unmarried woman. Because now, in the time, we have a very strong tradition. Now, the two and now, Mamma Namaro, Mfuwa in Abule, Eva, Dinner, or no Eva in Amia. The men will notice that thing they are wearing. You understand me now? Oh, you know, because I've lived with somebody. Anna, Nona, bye. No, so what I'm saying in essence is that why do you only procedures are Ghana Ndigbo tradition and a dossier? She's now after that this thing, she's now free
or to go free
to mingle with men if she wish
or to go free.
Yes. So now that is one. And the other na ihe dinner ben dinner Ndigbo. And we have a Igbo one. And it's a kind of agreement, transfer of, and they use it as a covenant. That one stand as a covenant and as an agreement that Nnamdi Kanu properly no more the owner of the land. But like today,
that one they can ndị ọrụ ndị ọcha etinye stamp,
which is red seal na document. But anyị nwa ndị Igbo ya na-eme eje na anị anwa egbu ọbara anwa na anị anwa mee 1 or 2 incantation. Then onwezi onye isi na that compound bịara ịzọwa anị anwa ihe ọfụzụ because a decree has been passed. So these are some of the things a na-afụ na n'Igbo. Na ebe na n'Igbo ihe eji mara anyị dịka ya isi wee na-akụwa based on nsọ ana na omenala. Let us still come to the side of tradition, side of a festival, if I may say.
Yes.
Festival, what are the festivals unu na-eme observe n'ụmụ as ndị Igbo?
Anyị na-eme ka m were ya na mbido. Ife izizi anyị na-eme bụ ife anyị na-akpọ ịka mmụọ.
Ịka mmụọ
a na-abịa, ọ na-adaba n'Ọgọst or Septemba.
Mgbe ịka mmụọ mgbe a kọchara nne ka a ji eme ya.
Yes, that ịka mmụọ ka anyị kpere like this bụ the first festival I know
for the year.
Yes, that Ikamo, the essential for the setting of the calendar, the Igbo calendar.
Okay.
That Ikamo, the Kumbosi, Agalomo.
Okay.
Now they said all the something before that Ikamo, Ndiye Zalosi, da Bakota, Ka Megetupu for 1 hour. Then I want Igbo 10 months, and therefore they are cross. Also, need for us, Jikoten Ndigbo on our calendar in 4 area for Eke, and that 10 months cycle. Also, need to so Agabiaka make a weapon of 1 hour. Every day, near Onu, India Zalusia, and you see this kind of division of labor. And you know, way to see calculated the calendar for the next 1 year. Or come on, that don't get near Eka more. That is Eka is to establish, to say, I see that Eka Oli, that I'm going to set a date for the Oli. So Eka Ma is setting the date, the calendar for the year.
Okay, that is one.
Yeah, so that after that, the next Oli game will Elomo. That is the New Year festival. So the first festival performed by the Onu is to fix the dates and different festivals.
And for that period of New Year.
Oh no, for the whole year. Now we said here. Then everybody will follow us here step by step. The next person get me Gabusi only Guaro Ajie. Aloma. Ono ga kia but obria ga. So Ajie got a message Alomo. That's the New Yam Festival. Or Messia, then the different quarters of Umwe, then the different parts of Igbo land will now key into that Alomo. So that New Yam Festival, which we call Alomo, is another festival
that makes Igbo who they are.
Now,
there is one before we go, but we need to step our foot in some places. Check our time. We need to set our foot in some places. Now there's something I want to.
I can go just the 3 or 4 major ones. The next one after that, Iguaro. That Iguaro normally is the Igbo New Year.
Okay.
Is the Igbo
Agucharo,
Abaobi.
Ubi.
Yes.
In the period of kind of cultivation,
yes. So that Iguaro, all the weather forecast.
Okay.
And so that every owner plan or man, so you can make adequate provisions and something. That's Iguaro. Iboni now that Iguaro. Normally, Iboni is called Adi and Iboni is called that day. All of Naboni. Commit your community Nabia. Okay, now about 3 weeks ago. About 3 weeks ago. I cannot have every Igbo community that is represented by their lodge. So we found a lodge in Nasia Bepa. In the Paris, so he was here only representing room. Was here to the lodge papa. What you can expect from the year. So it's one festival that connects the whole of Igbo land. But these days now, a lot of communities are just decentralized. But that central one still continues. So let's just take this straight so that we can,
Thank you. Now, still in this discussion, but I want to take a step a little bit out of this last question. Now, Umweri, Aguleri, how close and how related they are. Umuleri, Opareze, and Anam. Anam, Umweri, Aguleri, and so on. How related are you?
Very, 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 very close. To start with, geographically speaking.
Okay.
Geographically speaking. The whole of Omabala, so geographically speaking, and he become and he
don't leave Akumas and go to Abo to give order because it is not his own jurisdiction. Are you getting me? So within the Akumas jurisdiction, we have communities that come together to make it a clan. While we have a king that sits on a throne to look after all the deed and dons in the community. Now, as I was saying, the introduction of monarchy system, anybody who is in argument should go and research. If you are from Umulede, you are from Akumazi, ask yourself the question, the first king that ruled in your community, when was that? What actually happened? Look at it, make a research and see the introduction. So the only effect Benin had on those communities you see within Eka up to Anyoma is the institution called monarch or kingship. And they brought it to us, we accepted it, but with the help of Britain, a lot. And that is the only thing a Benin man can cite to say that a Eka person is from Benin. When you are in argument with them and you tell them, okay, what is that thing that makes you to say that the car are from Benin? They will refer you to the king. They say, look at your king, look at his attire. That is all. They cannot refer you to our tradition. They cannot refer you to our culture. They cannot refer you to our values. They cannot refer you to the laws of the land that makes people who they are. When I mean the laws of the land, I'm talking about our values that we have adopted as a people to guide us, to lead us in all our day-to-day dealings. So in it, you see people. In it, you see our identity. In it, you see our originality. They can only point their hand towards that kingship system. They cannot point their hand towards our values, because our values are different from their own values. Both our tradition, both our custom, both our values. Our values are quite different from them. And even when you look at it, irrespective of how close we tend to be with them geographically, there is no way, we are not in any way close. When you begin to look at things that shows that these are people. So they are good on their own way. I am not here to kill them, but I am here to please, I don't know, this is network issue, MTN, I don't know what has been wrong with them. For about 1 month now, I don't know what has been wrong with MTN. So so many things are in regard to the false information that's been flying on the social media. What we are doing is to find out the truth, to see how we are connected to some of the information that is out there flying. It doesn't really matter how you tend to see what I'm doing, but I decided not to live in the dark. I decided not to live by being pushed by somebody without asking him or her, why are you pushing me? I decided not to live my life in a manner where somebody will decide where or where I should be or what should become of me. Are you getting me? These are things somebody like me, I decided not to live such life. And that is why I've taken it upon myself to begin to do what I'm doing. Some said that I don't have a job, and that is why I'm on a social media making mouth, talking. Some said I should go and look for a job. Let me tell you, there is no work that is more tedious than what I'm doing. No work that is more tedious than what I'm doing now. Working to bring my people together, working to disprove most of those false information that that has been forced on us, working to pull down the walls of lies that has been raised against the people of God, working to make sure that we are back together as siblings, as brothers, as relatives. I don't think there's any work that is more tedious than what I'm doing. If you want to know if what I'm doing is work, face your camera and talk for 1 hour. Face your camera and talk for 30 minutes. You know, drive your car to places you don't know, make new friends and begin to interact with them without them knowing you. Take the risk of visiting some communities where they don't know anybody like you, to begin to ask them questions that they are not prepared to answer. And you tell me that what I'm doing is not job. My friend, go and sit down. One thing you should know for now is that we are working. We are working. And we are working hard to rewrite that false information. Yes, Ikechukwu is a Igbo central word. Ikechukwu and Ikechukwu is the same. So Ikechukwu can be likened to be a dialect of Igbo, a dialect, an Igbo dialect in Eka, which is Ike. Because if you want to talk about some of the some ways we make pronunciation, we want to mention the word earth or land, earth. Some of us we use Ani, which is A-N-A-I. Some use Allah, A-L-O-A. Some use Ale, A-L-O-I. So these are different dialects. But when you look at the language formation, nobody will tell you that these are one language family. And that is why I find it difficult to agree with people who said that they want to, They want to write. They want to build Ukwane language. They want to build the Ka language. They want to build the Ikwere language. They want to build the Ekpeye language. Like what I bumped into yesterday. Some people coming up that they want to be teaching Ekpeye language in their school. You call it language, but it is not a language, but it is a dialect of Igbo. So when you say you want to teach a language, how is your dialect a language that find itself within a language group or family, and you want to sketch yourself out? Now, before your language will become, before you call your dialect a language, you must have a whole lot of dialects that are out of your own language. So how many dialects are out of a Ka language? If we have what is called a Ka language. How many dialects are out of Ikwere language? If we have what is called Ikwere language. How many dialects are out of Ekpeye language? If we have what is called Ekpeye language. So one thing is that what has led to what we are facing today is what is called inferiority complex. Are you getting me? One of the things I see in our people is that they feel inferior while they are face to face with some of their siblings and their brothers, and in doing so they reduce themselves to nothing, leading themselves out of the rightful pathway to a way where mockery will now become their own status quo. Because one thing is this: when you want to design a language, now I am writing and designing a Ka language. Can that Eka language be accepted to be taught nationally? The answer is no, because if they bring the language into table to discuss, to know how it will be helpful. They will finally discover that what you call a car language is nothing more than in same family with the Central Igbo word. Our problem is that we feel inferior when we are face to face with some reality. And some of us said, your life is in danger, your this, your let me tell you, even if I keep quiet, I will still die. Keeping quiet or shying away from trouble cannot give you a longer life. Death comes to people even while they are asleep. So when you want to talk about death, it is us that have accepted wholeheartedly that death is inevitable. And because of this, we are not afraid of that threat. Whenever you come to us, we'll kill you, we'll do this. We are not afraid of it. Because do you know why? It doesn't really matter how much you want to threaten us or how much you threaten us. We know for too sure that even you that is threatening us does not hold your life. You will die someday. So if you think you can live forever, it simply means you don't have an understanding to what life has for every one of us. So when you stand up to threaten me, because I'm saying the truth, I look at you as somebody who has lost his or her strength, his or her sense. So, and these are why when we are going out making findings about us, we don't just go out because we want to go out. We want people to see for too sure that these are who we are. These are who we are. These are who we are. Are you getting me now? These are who we are. So you cannot change the fact that the work we are doing today is a work that needs to be done at this particular time. Because this is the era of knowledge. This is the era of knowledge. And we cannot live void of that knowledge. And one of the knowledge that we have been able to be imparted by our ancestors is the knowledge of knowing our true identity. Is the knowledge of knowing who and who that we are connected to. This is the era of knowledge. We cannot live in a water while soap will be in our eye. It is not possible. It is not possible, my people. Please share the program. It is not possible. So when we begin to speak the truth, it doesn't really matter how much threat you bring to our table. But the thing is that we are consistent with what we are doing. Calling black, black, calling white, white. I don't think it is an error. I don't think it is a crime. That I am debunking the false information that you have sold to our people for too long. Now, in case your senses are not with you, let me call you back. Let's see how we can mold your brain together. Let's see how we can put things together so that your brain will begin to work. I am speaking to some of my people from Agbo who are very, very much close to that Benin city, to that Edo state. I'm speaking to some of my people who are inside that Edo state, some of our people who are in Ibake. I'm speaking to some of my people who are in Olige. Now, you live within the confine of Edo state. Those who claim to be your ancestors, yet you have no tradition, same traditional value. The deity that you inherited from your forefathers are not same with their own deity. How come? If the deity that your forefathers left for you are not at the same with the ones that the Benins, your so-called forefathers, are not the same thing with them, how come you share different deity? I said few, Blossom. I know what I'm saying. I said few. I am not generalizing it. I said few. Now, when you look at some of the things you see to actually understand or to know those who are of same ancestry, that you look at the things they inherited from their forefathers. What are those things? We talked about our traditional values. We talked about our way of worship. These are things that were passed from our fathers to fathers to our fathers to fathers to our own generation. When you come to Akumazo Mocha, we have a central deity differ from the individual deity, because most of our community individually, we travel far from our community to, to bring in strange deity that have no connection with our ancestors. Because I know there was a time while my father was still alive, my father had this deity, these two deities that he brought from Benin. That was when we were independent states. My father is a native doctor. He happened to travel down to Benin to do his work. He has his friend there, and my immediate senior brother was living with Iyoba in Tesami Road, Iyoba Palace. I mean the Oba of Benin, the mother. My immediate senior brother lived with her for 19 good years. Are you getting me now? Now, even while my brother was with them, they call my brother Owika Owibo. They never call him Owedo. Because to them, they know that this guy is not connected to them. And that is why they refer to him as Owika Owibo. They never refer to him throughout his years in the palace there, 19 good years. There was never a day he was referred to as a weirdo. He was being referred to as Owika Owibo. Now, this deity that my father brought to our community, brought to our house, is called Eshu and Oromia. Oromila is, let me not explain how it is. If you are from Benin, you know what I'm saying for too short. Eshu is always placed outside, while Oromila is always dressed inside. Now, before my father gave up, he told us for too short that when we find him and we didn't see him again, that we should return those deities to so place, because this is not known with us. So there is nobody in my community that has anything to do with Oromila. I mean Akumazo Mocha. And I will still tell you, nobody in the Kalan, anybody that has Oromila and Eshu in his place, got it the same way my father brought the one he brought to our house. But when you come to our community, we have a central deity that is called Ekwenso Akumazi. We have Ihuane Akumazi. Then, after that Ihuane Akumazi, all the Obe that mess up Akumazi have their own Ihuane. We have Ihuane Isube. We have Ihuane Dumobi. We have Ihuane Oduguzubo. Why are those deities addressed as Ihuane? I want to know the genealogy, the foundation of those words, Ihuane. Why are they not in Benin terms? Why are they not in Benin terms? And the only one thing that Benin offer to most of those communities they are claiming to be their ancestors are this monarchy system. They gave to Robo, they gave to Ichekiri, they do all manner of things. And at a time, they are not claiming monopoly of all those communities because of their introductory, what is it called? Their kinship or monarch system. You are getting me now. So, we as a people, whether you like it or you don't like it, we are not in any way in connection with them, but we are good neighbors with them. We are good neighbors with them. Now, when I started the call of uniting Ndigbo, I was not on this social media to talk about the Benin people. I was busy calling on our brother that there are need we come together to build our land. There are need we come together to strengthen our political stand. There are need we come together to be seen as a majority instead of being seen as a minority that has been shared fragmentally, in a little. Most of us, we appear to be nothing. If we want to talk about, we ask a canal to stand alone. How many are they in number? And I know one thing that is the problem with the Benin is that they are always afraid whenever they check their number, and they believe that if these people are actually out completely and we are not holding any one of them, we are of a decimal point that cannot be amount to anything. And that is why they are dragging anyone that has OB and using that monarchy system to lay claim on most of those communities. But you can't use monarchy system because we know that monarchy system is not foundational to us, but it is an introduction to some of our communities at some point of our life. We did not start life with it. We did not start life with it. So that is what is there. That is what is there. So Ika remain Ika, and we know that for too sure that Ika is a dialect of Igbo. Likewise Okwari. So can you tell me now? I will always say this. Why do we have repetition of community names? Now when we begin to look at the pattern and mode of migration during the eras, the waves of migration, you discover that no Ikama, no Igbo person migrated westward. All the migration that you see occurred, and it was direction towards the east. Because whosoever that made a journey to any place, when it's time to return home, you return home. You don't go outside by returning home. So when you travel to Lagos, you travel to the north, you travel to whatsoever, or when the Yorubas travel to the east, when they are done with whatsoever they are doing in the east and they want to migrate back, their migration will not be toward the south, it will be towards the west, because that is where they came from. Returning back home, that is what it is. So all the migration pattern and some of the things you see that happen, the movement, the waves of migration, the migration actually happened down the east, not the west. Because those who returned through the west down the east, they were returning home. Their returning was, we are going back home. Now that this place is no more conducive to live, this place is no more conducive to do business, this place is no more conducive to hunt, let us return back home. That was when you now see that wave of migration. We have Isu migration, we have Owerri migration, we have Eri migration, we have Uri migration.
Hello, my wonderful people. As we have finished watching this interesting video, please, I want to see your comment, your contribution, your opinion in the comment section. Like I said earlier, let us do it constructively. Tell me what you think about this video that you have just watched, and also about the platform. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please remember to subscribe, put on your notification bell, share this video, and remain blessed.